Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're live finally. We're live. Sometimes this happens. I don't know why, but sometimes the hangout doesn't it doesn't actually make sound. Yeah, I know, Jackson the Hopeful. I see that. Can you hear me now? I'm sure you can hear me now, right? Tell me if you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Pretty sure you can hear me now. Jackson the Hopeful, can you hear me now? Jackson the Hopeful, can you hear me now? Pretty sure you can hear me now. All right, great. Wonderful. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get into it. So we're going to talk boxing news. There's a lot of boxing news that happen, and there's stuff that I don't even have here that I'm going to talk about anyway. We're going to start off with Bob Arum. Yes, Bob Arum. Bob Arum said that Al Heyman will tell Errol Spence Jr. not to listen to white guys. And Bob Arum, the jackass that he is attacking Al Heyman once again. And he said the only reason Crawford Spence is not happening or won't happen anytime soon is because of the notorious private Heyman won't allow it. So he's saying Al Heyman wouldn't allow the fight to happen. That's what Bob Arum says. Now, anything Bob Arum says generally applies to Bob Arum. That's the way a Bob Arum conducts business. If you already listen to Bob Arum, you'll realize that. He's saying what's going on in his own mind. A lot of times people talk what's in their head, not necessarily, and they project it out. So pay attention to that. Bob Arum, of course, is protecting Terrence Crawford. Arum claimed Heyman, who is black, will use race as a way to keep Spence completely committed to the Premier Boxing Champions organization Heyman launched 4 years ago. Spence and Crawford, who are promoted by Arum, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Spence and Crawford are not promoted by Arum. Crawford's promoted by Arum. They are black. Arum, who's white, predicted Spence won't demand to face Crawford next in the welterweight title unification fight. Of course he's not going to. Why would he do that? When you're a dickhead and you always make things difficult. Plus you're on ESPN, Premier Boxing Channels on Fox. Why would Spence now go through all that trouble to try and make a fight with Terrence Crawford when your ass don't want that fight to happen? Comments. No, because you can hear what he's going to say, Arum told a group of reporters referring to Heyman. He's going to say, Spence, listen to me. Don't listen to the white guys, because if you listen to the white guys, they're going to stare you down the road. Listen to me, brother. We're part of a brotherhood. If I tell you not to fight Crawford, I'm telling you not to fight Crawford. That's exactly what he will say. Arum also repeatedly called Heyman a scamster, an abrasive approach to take if Arum is going to, as promised, reach out to Heyman on Monday to attempt to make a long-discussed Crawford-Spence showdown, which makes perfect sense to me. After Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Crawford-Spence probably is the boxing match most fans want to watch. The battle between the welterweight champions seems unlikely to happen next, in large part because it'll require a collaborative effort between Arum and Heyman. The 31-year-old Crawford of Omaha, Nebraska is promoted Arum's Top Rank Inc. and has an exclusive contract to fight on ESPN. Exclusive. ESPN Plus or ESPN Pay-Per-View, which is distributed by Crawford Con Card. The 29-year-old Spence of DeSoto, Texas, is aligned with Heyman, who is his advisor, and has fought on Fox Sports Pay-Per-View and Showtime in recent years. But guess what? Errol Spence Jr., unlike Terrence Crawford, doesn't have no exclusive contracts with either. Because Al Heyman always lets his fighters have as much freedom as possible. That's the difference. So that if you look, and another point is Al Heyman's not a fucking promoter. People forget. So it's really funny when I hear Bob Arum attacking a manager. That's like Bob Arum attacking Shelly Finkel. For what? Shelly Finkel is keeping one of my fighters away from fighting a fight. Come on, man. It's so stupid. Aram insists he's not the one preventing Crawford Spence from happening. Fuck no. That motherfucker is the one preventing it from happening. He's not divulged details regarding his plan to complete Crawford Spence negotiations, so that deal will work contractually and financially for the sides of both boxers. He said Aram blamed Heyman and boxing writers for the fact that Crawford Spence hasn't happened. Aram did not accept any personal accountability, despite his continuous public attacks on Heyman haven't exactly helped his cause. Well, let me just tell you guys, you writers have to understand, Aram said, I don't care what publications you write for, what website you're supporting it. Al Heyman won't make fights. Wilder won't fight Joshua. Why? Because Al Heyman. Spence won't fight Crawford because of Spence. Not because of Al Heyman. But not because of Spence, but because of Al Heyman. He's running a scam and a company, and people have to realize that. He's ruining the sport of boxing. You know, not to agree to make a Spence fight with Crawford, which is a fight that all fans want. Why? Why? Because he's running a scam operation, I'm telling you. He will only have his fighters fight with his own camp unless he gets opponents that he knows his fighters can beat. That's a scam. Again, fucking Bob Arum does exactly that. How many top-ranked fighters have fought fighters outside of top rank? Common sense. Unless, of course, the fighter can be easily beat, like Amir Khan versus Terrence Crawford. All right? I mean, this is common sense. This motherfucker is talking about himself. Anyway, let's continue. Because this motherfucker gets me pissed, okay? This motherfucker is who took down Don King. This motherfucker, okay? And everybody's still praising this motherfucker. He's a sleazeball. Let's keep it going. He hasn't even paid his fighters all their money yet. But Al Heyman doesn't believe that Spence will beat Crawford, and he won't do the fight. And they'll say, well, he did Mayweather Pacquiao. He did Mayweather Pacquiao because former CBS chairman and CEO Les Muniz forced him to do that. Bullshit again. Floyd Mayweather wanted the Pacquiao fight. Al Heyman delivered. In spite of motherfucking Bob Arum. If it was up to Bob Arum, that fight would never have happened. Okay? And his son-in-law, Todd LaBeouf, is the dude, Todd LaBeouf is the one that made that fight happen. Okay? So get the fuck out of here, Bob Arum. I'm really pissed about Bob Arum. I don't like him. I really don't like his ass. Get him out of boxing. He's ruining the sport. Making people have tunnel vision, thinking that Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford is the fight. Shut the fuck up, Bob Arum. So you telling me Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence versus Pacquiao is not the biggest fight in boxing right now? Get the fuck out of here, Bob Arum. All of a sudden, Pacquiao's not in Bob Arum's stable. All of a sudden, Pacquiao's not the joint anymore. Get the fuck out of here, Bob Arum. All right, let's go on. Arum referred to the report $500 million White Island Reed investment in Heyman's premier boxing channel. Arum's Top Rank Inc. filed a federal antitrust lawsuit against Heyman in 2005 that sought $1 million in damages and injunctions to stop predatory practices. And guess what? You lost it, motherfucker. So shut the fuck up. In that suit, Arum claimed that Heyman's PBC was a monopoly and it violates federal antitrust laws and federal Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. Arum and Heyman reached an undisclosed settlement in May 2016. Arum, a Harvard-educated attorney who is not worth Harvard's time, who worked for the U.S. Department of Justice in the 1960s, didn't offer proof early Sunday morning of any misconduct by Heyman. A spokesman for Heyman and Premier Boxing Champions declined Sunday to address Arum's remarks. You know what? Al Heyman's not involved in that kind of bullshit. You'll never hear Al Heyman carrying on and behaving like a heek of swine like Bob Arum. You know why? Because he's not that. All right? Go to the next report. PBC exec. Arum is desperate. Great fights ahead like Crawford can. As previously reported by BoxingScene.com, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, who promotes WBO welterweight champion Terrence Crawford, and of all champions, he's a fucking WBO welterweight champion. That's the least prestigious belt in boxing. All right? Most prestigious belt is WBC. Next, you run a good belt. I'm not going to even say the WBA. I'm going to say the IBF, even though the WBA has been longer in boxing than the IBF. Okay? Then the WBA, then the motherfucking WBO. Okay? WBO is the least prestigious fucking belt. Okay? And that's what Terrence Crawford has. It's a Bob Arum belt as far as we're concerned. All right? Almost all Bob Arum fighters have WBO belts. Okay? That's the fucking monopoly that Bob Arum has. So Bob Arum can shut the fuck up as far as I'm concerned. And ESPN. I want to hear y'all. Y'all bought by Bob Arum. Fucking Al Heyman doesn't even, he never bought sport. He never bought Fox. He's doing business with Fox now. Just like how Golden Boy does business with Fox. Used to be Top Rank, used to do business with Fox, but now they're just closely aligned with HBO and ESPN. That was their feeling grounds, and that's fucking Bob Arum behind that. All right, with his machine to spin things and bring out his propaganda. So get the fuck out of here, Bob Arum. I don't want to hear Bob Arum anymore. Okay, Bob Arum's fighters don't fight nobody outside of Top Rank. They always fight each other. Oh, Timothy Bradley fought Manny Pacquiao 3 times when he could have fought. Right, Sean Porter. Kell Brook, because there was a designated time when Sean Porter was supposed to fight Timothy Bradley. And guess who pulled out of it? But Sean Porter was desperate, and he was not an Al Heyman fighter at the time. He and his father was desperate. Guess what happened? Timothy Bradley turned the fucking thing down. So don't tell me no shit. Don't tell me no shit. He turned down the Kell Brook fight too. Because motherfucking Bob Arum only wanted Top Rank fighters to face Top. Man, I don't want to hear that shit. It gets me so angry, to be honest with you guys. It gets me so angry, this jackass of a man still in boxing. He's 87 years old. Get the fuck out of boxing. Go watch it. Tyler Buff is already doing the thing. Let Tyler Buff take over Top Rank. Motherfucking Bob Arum. I don't like him. It's a piece of shit. So, let me continue morals. Crawford, through his deal with Top Rank, is contractually tied to ESPN, while Spence, through his deal with PBC, is featured on Fox Sports and Showtime. According to Arum, Spence wants to face Crawford, but the veteran promoter expects Heyman to persuade Spence to fight someone. He's going to fight Sean Porter. Errol Spence is going to fight Sean Porter or Manny Pacquiao. Now, you tell me, if Spence can get a fight with Manny Pacquiao, why the fuck would he want to face Terrence Crawford? For what? Legacy? Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. What has Terrence Crawford done that Pacquiao hasn't done? Man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping. All right, we got three world champions and one guy with a minor world championship title, and you telling me we're gonna entertain a motherfucking guy with a WBO title, a minor fucking a cheaper title? All right, yeah, Terrence Crawford is a good fighter. He's very good. Y'all have him in the pound for pound one rankings. Why? Because of fucking Bob Arum. Y'all respect Bob Arum so much you kiss his ass every second. Oh, Terrence Crawford's the second coming. What has he done at welterweight? What has he done? Who has he beat at welterweight? A mere Mr. Knock My Ass Out Khan? Come on, get the fuck out of here with this shit, man. I'm tired of this bullshit. Khan did nothing for boxing since he's at welterweight. Who has he fought at welterweight? Devin Alexander? Devin Alexander's not no knockout artist, first of all. He's not no Sean Porter. He's not no fucking Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman be asking Khan to face him. Errol Spence be asking Khan to face him. Sean Porter be asking Khan. Khan ain't face them. Oh, he gonna face Terrence Crawford because we all knew he was gonna get knocked the fuck out. All right, he didn't get knocked the fuck out, but he almost did. All right, against motherfucking Terrence Crawford. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Khan is just clout chasing. That's all Khan wants. You want to say I faced this guy and I faced that guy. I mean, if you get a hit with a low blow in a fight, unless your balls is crushed, you want to continue to fight because you want to win. Khan decided to stop. The option was to come out of the fight. Whether it's Virgil Hunter, he could have override Virgil and say, no, you got to give me this round. He opted, not only to get maximum time, he opted out of the fight. Okay, so nothing Amir Khan could say could change that fact. He quit because he could have disagreed with his coach and said, no, I'm going back in, coach. All right, he could have been vehement because he wanted to continue to fight. He did not want to continue no fucking fight. Right? He quit. And that means Khan shouldn't even stay in boxing. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. We got lots to talk about. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat section. Oh, chat got rowdy. All right, cool. I'm gonna address all of you guys. Shout out to Joe 56984. It's similar to how Big Baby Miller accused AJ of being a drug treat when it was him using. Exactly. These guys talk what's in their hearts. You know what I'm saying? Jackson the Hopeful. Arum is taking a great approach to approaching these negotiations with the PBC crew. Lol. Exactly, bro. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. This asshole called Bob Arum. I'm serious, man. Get that motherfucker out of there. He's sent out. He's old. I remember he said something really stupid when the negotiations for Pacquiao Mayweather was going on, And Todd LaBeouf said, I don't know what's wrong with Bob Arum. You know, it looks like he just doesn't want this fight to happen. I remember that. It was in the news. All right, motherfucking Bob Arum, man. Shit. Get that fuck out of boxing, man. Joe 56984. Al Heyman was interviewed by Dan Rafael Espen and said he wants to make the fight. Of course he wants to make the fucking fight. Of course he would love to make that fight. All right? The one who doesn't want to make that fight is Bob Arum. He also doesn't want Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. He knows, Bob Arum knows who he's been in boxing long enough to know when a guy can whoop another guy's ass. You think he didn't know Mayweather would have beat Pacquiao's ass since back in 2000 and 2009? He knew Mayweather was going to beat Pacquiao's ass. If that fight ever happened, Pacquiao's ass was going to get beat. PEDs or not. You think Bob Arum doesn't know who he has? And he always has the best fighters. Shit. Christopher Smith says, I really dislike Bob Arum. The motherfucking Rob Arum. That's what he is. People always owing money on the he always owing people money. He go ripping off his fighters. Christopher Smith says he uses the spotlight to throw shade at Heyman and blame him for the fight not happening, instead of saying let's work together and make the fight. Exactly. Because the motherfucker don't want to make the fight happen. When you don't want something to happen, what do? You know why Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder didn't happen? Because of motherfucking Bob Arum. Think about what I'm saying. Who is Tyson Fury signed with? Fucking Top Rank. He ran from Deontay Wilder. And Bob Arum gave him refuge. Motherfucking Bob Arum messed up that rematch fight. Which I think Tyson Fury would have still won. Even though Deontay Wilder might have caught him and knocked him out. It's possible. All right? Pooh Beast is strong. Arum says Loma better than Ray Leonard. Motherfucker is a stupid ass motherfucker. Man, just look, man. He's an old senile guy that needs to get the fuck out of boxing because he's just causing a lot of damage right now to the sport of boxing. Loma better than Ray Leonard? Probably. Maybe. Okay? Maybe. I'll give him that. Maybe he's better than Leonard in some areas. I can give him that. All right? In some areas, Lomachenko is better than Sugar Ray Leonard. All right? Because he doesn't get hit as much as Sugar Ray Leonard did. So in some respects, he is. Of course, he gets hit with the lead right more often. Of course, he is southpaw. That helps works to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? So in some respects, he is better than Ray Leonard. Overall, I think Leonard was in several areas better than Lomachenko because Lomachenko's limited. Lomachenko fights at one particular range. Leonard could fight at multiple ranges. You know what I'm saying? Leonard was more old school, old fashioned in what he was doing than Lomachenko was. So in that respect, I can see Leonard being better than Lomachenko. In terms of Lomachenko, like I said, he gets hit less because the level of competition he faced was not the same in his time as Leonard did in his time. If I put them all in the same time, I think Lomachenko might have fought some better competition than Sugar Ray Leonard. Quite frankly, Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, is a hell of a competition to have. Okay, so it depends on what you're looking at, right? Christopher Smith says Bob is a hypocrite for sure. He took away Wilder Fury 2, then acts like he's trying to make the big fights. Exactly. Thank you. Joe 5698 says Amir Khan is now saying he wants a rematch to get knocked out again. This motherfucker is chasing money, paper, prestige. That's what he's chasing. No Power Boxilano says, hey, Andy Ruiz rumored to fight Joshua. All right. That's a good ass fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Andy Ruiz is a good boxer. He just knocked out a guy. That would be a good ass fight. All right. I'm going to get back to the Anthony Joshua Baby Miller stuff in a minute. No Power Boxing will say, hey, what can Canelo do if Danny Jacobs keeps his fight at a distance? He won't. Danny Jacobs will not keep a fight at a distance. He will have to fight on the inside. He will have to fight at mid-range. Canelo will close the gap. I can guarantee you that. I got Canelo winning that fight. People don't understand. I think they're overrating Danny Jacobs' skills and they're underrating Canelo's skills. That's what's up. And they're saying that Canelo keeps on getting gift decisions, which is bullshit. Oh, fuck, man. All right, cool. All right, let's just finish this off. So the PBC exec says that according to Arum, Spence wants to face Crawford, but the veteran promoter expects Heyman to persuade Spence to fight someone else. And we just read about that. Spence and Heyman hold a significant advantage. Most of the top welterweights are under the control of PBC, like Manny Pacquiao, WBC champion Sean Porter, and WBA champion Keith Thurman. Don't forget Danny Garcia in the mix. The comeback Marcos McDonough is also in there. Fucking Marcos McDonough is coming back. That's crazy. And there's several other elite boxers in there. On the other side, Crawford's options are extremely thin. And Tim Smith, Vice President of Communications for PBC, is not surprised that Arum lashed out at Heyman. Smith realizes that Arum is under pressure to deliver a big fight for Crawford, and the most likely future opponents are top-ranked promoted boxers like Egis Gaviliauskas and Alexander Vesputin, both unknown to most casual fans. There are more great fights ahead for Terence Crawford, like the one he had against Amir Khan without pulling Errol Spence into the picture. Just as there are several great fights against champions for Spence. Smith said to the Los Angeles Times, because Kell Brook is looking to face Terence Crawford. So he's definitely not going to get a fight with Kell Brook. Kell Brook is willing to do that. I don't know if Top Rank will allow that to happen. Kell Brook is a legitimate welterweight. He's a legitimate motherfucking welterweight. Legitimate boxer. And once his eyes don't fail him, he can give Terence Crawford some serious punishment, okay? Kell Brook is not a joke, okay? Even though Errol Spence ran through, Errol Spence big welterweight himself, right? Tops out at 170, 175 pounds. Kell Brook tops out at 172, 170. Kell Brook's a big welterweight. You know, Errol Spence is a big welterweight. When they come in, they're like, you know, they're like super middleweights when they come in, almost like heavyweights, right? So, you know, we all know Terence Crawford comes in about 152, 156, 158. So he's like a small middleweight. Motherfucking Kell Brook is gonna be big. He's gonna be big. He's gonna be strong. If his eye sockets, eye epithelials are healed up, he's gonna be battle ready. It's not gonna be. This is not no fucking Amir Khan. So if Terence Crawford could beat Kell Brook, that would be a very good win for him. Kell Brook coming back, you know, went to 154 just to have a fight, and then came back down to welterweight. He's a big fucking welterweight. That would be a good ass fight for Terence Crawford. That I think will earn him some stripes with me. Okay, Amir Khan always gets knocked out, so I can't really. But when it comes to Kell Brook, let's see if Terence Crawford can handle a Kell Brook. You know, if it's gonna be life and death or what. Because Errol Spence Jr. fought Kell Brook. So if you want to have a common opponent, you really want to make a fight happen. You really want to show something of real. Kell Brook is not afraid to cross the aisle. You know, do what needs to be necessary. Fight Kell Brook. You're really good. Then this is going to be a marquee name on your list. Kell Brook is a hell of a boxer, hell of a fighter. Fight Kell Brook. That's what I say. So if Kell Brook can get the fight with Terence Crawford, unless Bob Arum blocks that, Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford is a good-ass fight. Let me tell you another good-ass fight, Terence Crawford. And the guy right now, he ain't nobody to fight. That'd be Danny Garcia. We all know Manny Pacquiao is probably going to face Keith Thurman. And Errol Spence is probably going to face Sean Porter. If Bob Arum really is about it, he would try to make a fight with either Danny Garcia or Kell Brook. Those are the two fights that Bob Arum should be looking at. And honestly, those are two good ass fights. Danny Garcia beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs, and Terence Crawford came back and beat Danny Garcia. So that's a good matchup for Terence Crawford. Okay, Danny Garcia is new to the welterweight division as well as Terence Crawford. Danny Garcia been there a little longer than Terence. Danny Garcia moved up from super lightweight. If you really want to have a good ass fight, Terence Crawford versus Danny Garcia, I guarantee it's gonna be lit. I guarantee you Terence Crawford is going to have hell, and it's very possible Danny Garcia could beat Terence Crawford in that fight. That's how good that fight is. That's a good fucking matchup. All right, Kell Brook. Kell Brook has been stopped twice by Errol Spence and by motherfucking Gennady Golovkin. All right, he's still a big fucking welterweight. So Kell Brook has a lot of class. He's very skilled. I would love to see Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford. That would be a good ass fight. Terrence Crawford has a chance of winning that fight for sure, but Kell Brook also has a chance of winning that fight for sure. That's a. I mean, I favor Terrence. I still favor Terrence Crawford because he's undefeated in his mentality and everything. Kell Brook has been stopped a couple times because his eyes, get beaten up, and he does have stamina issues in the middle rounds. So I would say that Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford. I still favor Terrence Crawford 60-40, but I would say that it's a good ass fight. That's a very good welterweight fight because it's few welterweights that have faced Kell Brook that are top tier. Sean Porter was beaten by Kell Brook. Errol Spence is the only other welterweight that faced Kell Brook that's elite, and he beat Kell Brook, but Kell Brook was whooping his ass early in the fight. So I would love to see that fight. Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook is a good ass fight. That's a solid fucking fight. Kell Brook is not a guy that's going to lay down. He's going to go the whole 12 rounds. It's going to be a war. That's a good ass fight. The other good ass fight, again, the guy does not lay down. I guarantee you, Terrence Crawford ain't stopping shit, and he's strong, is Danny Garcia. Danny fucking Garcia, okay? So if Terrence Crawford want to fight two really good fighters, this is my suggestion. Face either fucking Danny Garcia, who has nobody to face right now, and Al Heyman can make that fight happen. If Danny Garcia wants that fight to happen, he'll make it fight happen with Terrence Crawford. It's not going to be no fucking pay-per-view, but it's a good-ass fight. And then the other one's Kell Brook. Kell Brook might be the easier fight to make because Kell Brook's with the Zone. I don't know if it's going to be on the Zone or ESPN or a combination of the two. I don't know how that's going to work out. Same thing with Danny Garcia versus Kell Brook. It could be on PBC pay-per-view. Maybe I'm not Danny Garcia versus Terrence Crawford. PBC pay-per-view and ESPN Plus. Maybe it's that. Whatever it is, they're going to have to join the two networks and work out something. That's what makes it complicated, okay? Because Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford could happen because Amir Khan, I think, is with the Zone and with Eddie Hearn, and they made it happen. And Kell Brook came to visit the fight because he wants to fight as well, so that can happen as well. I'm going to say it again, Kell Brook is no joke. So I'm looking forward to seeing Terrence Crawford and his team face either Kell Brook this year or Danny Garcia this year, because Danny Garcia ain't got nobody to face that's top tier like that. So that's what I think. And fucking Bahrain needs to shut the fuck up, get out of fucking boxing, and let Taliban run things. Okay? It's interesting. I remember people saying, "Oh, Mayweather need to get out of boxing," or Bernard Hopkins, why is he still in boxing? Those are two black fighters. No motherfucker out here saying, why does this 87-year-old fart not get out of boxing and let his son run the business? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying that. Yet they're going to look at Don King and say all kinds of things about the old guy. They'll say all kinds of shit about Don King. Nobody say nothing about Bahrain. Man, fuck Bahrain. Fuck him. I'm serious. Fuck Bahrain. Motherfucker. All right, let's keep it moving. Jackson the Hopeful. I think Canelo wins 8-9 rounds plus a knockdown. Yeah. I think he's gonna win 8-4 or 9-3. Yeah, I think it's somewhere there. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I agree. Christopher Smith. Jacobs is gonna kick his ass. I wish, brother. I wish. That ain't happening. It's not happening. Y'all really don't understand what Canelo can do and what he brings to the table. That motherfucker is small. He's short. He is stumpy, and he still gets to his opponents and kicks ass. That dude was walking down Gennady Golovkin, who does not get walked down. Y'all must be tripping. Not even Jacobs walked down Gennady Golovkin. Motherfucking Canelo walked down Golovkin the entire fucking fight, and you telling me Jacobs is going to kick his ass? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all not serious. Nepal boxer line. Look, man, Canelo is a fucking beast. He's a beast. I'm going to say it now. He's a beast. And I'm gonna break down what fucking Canelo does, but after Jacob's fight, I'm not gonna do it before. Canelo is someone you've never seen before in boxing. Shit. It is what it is. Nepal Boxalanos. Maybe if Jacobs doesn't get enough rest and rehydration, fuck that. He could get as much rehydration. He could come in 180 pounds. He gonna get his ass beat by Canelo. It's just boxing. This is not weight gain. This is not who's stronger, who's a power puncher. That bullshit, who faster. you know, that's bullshit. I hear people saying that Canelo don't have good footwork. If that's what Jacobs thinks, he's gonna get his ass beat bad. Canelo has excellent footwork, just not in the conventional way you expect because he does other things. Man, you motherfuckers really. Now, Power Box Atlantis, Kel needs to stay more busy, man. He needs his face welded together properly. That's funny, bro. That's funny. Kel Brook. Joe 56984. Can Kel Brook make 147? Yes, of course. His last fight, he just went up and weighed to test 154, guys. He's coming back down. He's just going to deal with a heavier puncher and so on. A guy who's a slick boxer, etc., etc., etc. Jackson the Hopeful says, Cal gave Spence a good fight and was a fucked up eye away from beating GGG. Yeah. Honestly, his eyes let him down. He started to not see properly, and that's when Spence really started laying the shit on him. But Spence was breaking him down to the body, though. And Spence is a big fucking welterweight. He could afford to do that. Jackson the Hopeful. Kel gave Spence a good fight. Okay. Nepal Boxalano says, I think he may make 147 for Spence with 10 pounds rehydration clause. Yep, they both had 10-point rehydration, so they were about 150 something in the morning of the fight. By the time the fight came, they were about 170 something, 160 something. Joe 56984 says Canelo needs to stay away from Bivol. Nah, he doesn't need to. I'll tell you why. One, Canelo has highly underrated defense. All the guys that Bivol faced, they don't have defense like Canelo. Highly underrated defense. So, very high, in fact, extremely highly underrated defense. You've seen the first fight with Golovkin, how slick Canelo is. So, no, he doesn't have to stay away from Bivol. Bivol, remember, fights at range. Bivol doesn't fight. He doesn't fight inside. He doesn't inside fight. Fights at range. All those fighters, Bivol, Usyk, Lomachenko, those three guys, Gavordik, all of them fight at range. They fight mid-range to outside. They're in and out fighters. Understand? They use some pivot work, but they're in and out. Bivol has better pivot work than all of them. Jackson the Hopeful. If Canelo becomes the undisputed middleweight champ, where does he rank among the greatest Mexican fighters? I mean, remember, you got some great Mexican fighters, man. You got some great Mexican fighters. If he becomes undisputed middleweight champ, I don't know. I think he'll be the first. Oh God, my foot went to sleep. I think he'd be the first Mexican fighter in the history of boxing to become undisputed middleweight champion, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be a huge accomplishment on his part. So that would be a first there. I don't know. I think when we know that Canelo's going to go up to super middleweight. So he's going to fight at super middleweight. And he fought at super middleweight. That's another thing. People are saying Danny Jacobs. The motherfucker, Canelo went up to super fucking middleweight. Danny Jacobs never done that shit. He went up to super middleweight twice. Fought two really bigger super middleweights. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., pushed his ass back, walked his ass down. Then he walked down the other guy at super middleweight, who was like a minor champion, and knocked his ass out. All right? So Canelo is strong. That motherfucker is strong. And so many skills Canelo has. So many fucking skills. Oh, Lord. I'm going to talk about that some other time. Canelo is... Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all don't know what y'all watching, man. Nepal Boxalanos. Thanks, man. I just don't want to hype beast Canelo too much because he's always fighting these guys that look like they can beat him. He's a fucking beast. Canelo is a beast. You know they call Floyd an 800-pound gorilla. What do you think they call Canelo? What do you think Canelo is? What do you think Canelo is? Cinnamon head. Look at that Look how Canelo's built, man. He built like a fucking tank. Have you not noticed? Dude's neck is thick. That motherfucker's neck is thick. Why? Y'all know what the dude has born breed walk boxing, man. That motherfucker walk boxing. All his other brothers, Out of all his other brothers, this motherfucker is the thing. When Floyd first saw Canelo, he said, this guy gonna be great. All right. You don't hear Floyd talking too much about Canelo's skills. You never hear Floyd bad talk Canelo's skills. In fact, Floyd's very careful what he says about Canelo. He fought Canelo. Floyd said he fought all the fighters are greats of his time. He fought Cotto, fought Pacquiao, fought Canelo. He fought Mosley. He fought Marquez, right? He mentioned those guys. And then Floyd would say, guess who's the best of all of them? Right? You hear Floyd say that. You know why? And Floyd even said it in the post-fight section. He said, oh, no. Don't get twisted. Experience was the key in this fight. Canelo's solid. He said, not only is he solid, he said that he thinks he's going to be the future. He's going to be the next thing. When I leave boxing, Canelo's going to be the next great. He's going to take my spot. He's going to be the dude. Remember Floyd said that? He said, when I leave boxing, Canelo's going to be the man. Well, he's left boxing. Canelo's the man. Not only is he the pay-per-view star, but Canelo's the motherfucking pound-for-pound #1 boxer in the world right now. All right? I think by BoxRec and by some other sanctioning body, some other rating system. Canelo's the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world. Okay? Not fucking Terrence Crawford. ESPN already have Terrence Crawford rated as that because they biased as fuck. Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody on the level of what Canelo's fought. How the fuck could Terrence Crawford be pound-for-pound #1? You see what I'm saying? A lot of guys are ahead of Terrence Crawford in my pound-for-pound list, right? But, you know, some people buy into the fucking hype. They buy into the fucking hype. It's all right. It's cool. I'm just saying, who the fuck did Terrence Crawford beat to make him pound-for-pound #1 in the world? Where's his, okay, where's his pound-for-pound fighter that he beat to become pound-for-pound #1 in the world? Get what I'm saying? I can mention 2 pound-for-pound fighters that Canelo faced that were #1 fucking pound-for-pound fighters in the world when he faced them. Gennady Golovkin and fucking Floyd Mayweather. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. He beat Gennady Golovkin. All right? 2. How the fuck Terrence Crawford gets ahead of Canelo in the pound-for-pound list? How the fuck? Help me understand that. He has not proven himself at the highest level. 2 #1 fucking pound-for-pound fighters? Are you serious? Not to mention, he's also faced the lineal fucking middleweight champion in Miga Cotto. Not to mention, he faced the #1 motherfucking super welterweight in the world in Erislandy Lara. Who the fuck has Terrence Crawford faced on that level? So how's Terrence Crawford pound-for-pound #1 in the world? How the fuck he is? Because he's knocking out people that he's supposed to knock out? I'm just saying. Jackson Opal, if Canelo becomes okay. All right. Joe 56984 says Chavez Jr. was drained at 164. He was dead on the scales. Look, man, don't bullshit me with that. I'm gonna tell you 2 reasons why. From the get-go in that fight, Chavez Jr. couldn't do shit to Canelo because Canelo had shut his motherfucking ass down. What Chavez Jr. likes to do is brawl and fight on the inside. What did Canelo do? He asserted his jab from the first round. Chavez Jr. was not going to do shit that fight. Plus, Chavez Jr. was being trained to box by the trainer of Marquez, which I can't remember his name right now. I see his face. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to box Canelo. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't no boxer. You's a brawler. And if he came brawling, he'd probably get his ass knocked out. Okay? So, no. Canelo neutralized Chavez in that fight. Canelo's a fucking boxer. Y'all don't understand who Canelo is. Y'all think of Mexican fighters as brawlers. They come on the inside, they maul you, and it's a macho thing. No, motherfucker. You can finesse box a guy and then start to beat his ass and walk him down scientifically. You know who said, you know what Mike McCallum said about Canelo Alvarez? And he's absolutely 100% correct. When they asked, Mike McCallum breaks it to you like the truth. Because truth meet truth, no truth. Mike McCallum said when they asked uh what's his name? The smallest Mayweather, I forgot, Jeff Mayweather. When Jeff Mayweather asked Mike McCallum, he asked Mike McCallum, who's gonna win against Jacobs versus Canelo? Mike McCallum, without hesitation, because this guy knows boxing, said Canelo. When asked why, he said, motherfucking Canelo is a scientist. He's a fucking scientist. Right? Mike McCallum's the guy that said Floyd gonna keep Pacquiao at the end of the stick. Gonna turn him. Y'all gotta understand what the fuck boxing is. And let me tell you, if y'all don't know who Mike McCallum is, go look at his fights. Go look at Mike McCallum's fights. All right? There's a reason motherfucking Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, and fucking Durant and Thomas Hearns wanted nothing to do with motherfucking Mike McCallum. Go look up Mike McCallum. That motherfucker is the real thing. All right? You want to see defense? You want to see offense? You want to see all-rounded fighter? Fucking Mike McCallum. Roy Jones Jr. had respect for Mike. He couldn't stop Mike McCallum. Motherfucking James Toney fought Mike McCallum twice. I argue the first fight, Mike McCallum beat James Toney. All right? Aging Mike McCallum, 40-something years old. Roy Jones Jr. facing him. Couldn't stop that motherfucker. Okay? So, when Mike McCallum talks, you need to pay attention. That motherfucker knows boxing. Really. So, if y'all don't know who Mike McCallum is, go look up motherfucking Mike McCallum. Because Mike McCallum know what he's saying when he talks about Canelo's a scientist. That's all I got to say about it. See what y'all... So no, it wasn't because Chavez Jr. was drained at 164. Remember, if your weight drain, it's in the later rounds that tells on you, not in the early rounds, right? It's in the later rounds. Jackson the Hopeful. Canelo has been beating great fighters since 2010, but Terence Crawford is better because he beat Julius Ndongo. That's funny, man. Jackson the Hopeful. That dude, you got me right there. That's good. Nepal Boxalanos. I never understood GGG being rated as an all-time great and pound for pound number one. That was bullshit. It made me want to go postal on boxing, lol. You're absolutely correct, though. ESPN rated him as pound for pound number one in boxing. I thought it was bullshit. But I'm just stating facts, though. That's what Canelo, he faced a pound for pound number one guy. But you're right. You're absolutely correct. Actually, I actually agree with you there, Nepal Boxalanos. Fucking GGG is never pound for pound number one. That is true. And he's not an all-time great. That's true. I agree with you. He's overhyped. That is true. Joe 56984. I want to see Hurd versus Canelo. He can give a good fight. Yeah, that's a good ass fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Charlo versus Canelo is a good ass fight as well. Even though Charlo's not experienced, that's a good ass fight. Demetrius Andre versus Canelo is another good ass fight. Those are all good fights. You know, those are all good fights. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nepal Boxalanos. Unified versus Unified for Legacy. Not quite sure what you mean, but maybe you can explain yourself. Jackson the Hopeful says, nah. I think, look, if you're going to be unified, you must be paid to be unified. In my opinion, in this day and age, boxers need to make their money. It's a brutal sport. I think that boxers need to make their money. That's just my opinion. Okay? It's not fact or anything, it's just my opinion. You know, and I really appreciate Leonard Ellerby saying what he was saying. Because I think Leonard Ellerby is one of those guys that I come to respect as a promoter. Yeah, so the exec for PBC, he was just saying that Arum is desperate and he's trying some desperate tactics. But what Arum is also doing is trying to put in people's heads. And you also fuck some of these people out here, man. These boxing fans are so stupid. They don't realize they're just repeating what Bob Arum be saying. They're not thinking with their own brains, man. I hate when people are so stupid. Like, they're so fucking stupid, man. What the hell? At least critically think and assess before you open your fucking mouth, man. Anyway, this is what Leonard Elby had to say about Bob Arum. He said Arum has lost his mind. He talks shit and then wants a deal. It's true. How you gonna fucking trash Al Heyman and then afterwards expect to make a deal with Al Heyman? That motherfucker don't want to make no fight. That's why he put that out there. You doing negotiations to have a fight. Sometimes negotiations go for 2 years, right? To make like Shields versus Hammer. It took 2 years to make that fucking fight. Okay, didn't do that behind closed doors. Now you didn't hear nobody talking ill about nobody. They just had the fight building, right? And then Shields finally faced Hammer. So if Spence was to face, if motherfucking Errol Spence was to face motherfucking Terrence Crawford, they'd be doing their deals behind the scenes, building up the fight over 2 years, right? But Terrence Crawford ain't got nobody to fight right now. So Bob Arum now, he realized his balls being squeezed because Terrence Crawford's like, motherfucking Bob Arum ain't delivering. He was supposed to deliver to me Pacquiao. That motherfucker didn't deliver nothing. And right now Terrence Crawford's like, deliver something, motherfucker. I want to see something because I need to be in the mix with these fucking welterweights. So Bob Arum now, he's behaving like an ass and say, Al Heyman today, because he knows he ain't putting Terrence Crawford and mixing him in with those welterweights. It's not happening because he's a selfish motherfucker who wants to get the majority of the money. So he's posturing to Terrence, and Terrence is pretty smart to understand what's going on. He's posturing to Terrence as if, I'm gonna put you in with these guys. But we all know Bob Arum's not gonna make none of those fucking fights happen. He's not gonna make it happen. It has to be. And Al Heyman could want that fight, and Errol Spence could want that fight how much they want. Motherfucking Bob Arum's gonna block that shit. All right, and it's just the truth. It's the truth. I'm not lying to you guys. Look at his fucking history. All right, look at his history. Pacquiao versus Mayweather. He kept Pacquiao from Mayweather. That motherfucker was never going to get Pacquiao to face Mayweather. He knew from the get-go, if Pacquiao faced Mayweather, Mayweather was going to whoop his ass. PEDs or no, Mayweather was going to whoop his ass. He knew this. All right? So he stretched out as much money off of Pacquiao, rode Mayweather's dick hard, bad-talked him, tried to trash him, got fucking ESPN researching him with this fucking ass woman who was trying to look at all his battery complaints that Mayweather had, as if Mayweather was the greatest devil in the world. This has been happening in boxing since day one, right? Then they had an HBO special with the fight game with motherfucking Jim Lampley tearing down Floyd Mayweather. Remember, this guy is pound for pound number one boxer in the world. And what are these motherfuckers doing? They're not glorifying him. They're not praising him. You want to praise, these motherfuckers want to praise Arturo Gatti, who used to beat the fuck out of his wife. They praise Jack Dempsey, who used to rape motherfucking women. But all of a sudden, Mayweather's a bad guy? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant did so much harm to the sport of boxing with their racism. All right? I'm just being straight with you guys because I'm tired of the bullshit. All right? And motherfucking Bob Arum pushed that shit too. Okay? The only fighters he praises is the fucking Eastern European fighters because they look white. All right? He had great praise for Lomachenko. What the fuck is Lomachenko doing? Who the fuck is Lomachenko fighting? Right? Never wants Mikey Garcia to face Lomachenko because he knows Lomachenko can get his ass beaten bad. Because Mikey Garcia's on a fucking other level. Mikey Garcia's got real defense. All right? Mikey Garcia's a cat. A punks on your ass. Errol Spence knew this. That's why he had to box Mikey Garcia and give him the respect he deserved all through 12 rounds. And remember, the 12th round, Mikey Garcia was walking the fuck down Errol Spence. He was walking him down. He's walking his ass down. But he was trying to get the knockout. Y'all gotta, and shit, man. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. And Leonard Elby, CEO of Mayweather Promotion, shook his head at the recent statement from Bob Arum, the head of Top Rank. On Saturday night, Arum lashed out at Al Heyman, the founder of Premier Boxing Champions. Arum has long claimed that Heyman has done everything possible to prevent the unification showdown between the welterweights Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Arum, who promotes Crawford, advised fans to boycott all PBC events until Spence advisor Al Heyman agrees a unification deal. Arum would later tell reporters that Heyman will likely use the race card to persuade Spence to fight someone else. But Elby, who works close with Heyman, believes Arum is doing a lot of damage by verbally attacking Heyman on a regular basis. By making those comments that he made, I guarantee you that's not going to help him in any kind of way. Elby told Yahoo Sports' Kevin Iole. I guarantee you that. You can't sit around And I want you to quote me on this, but you can't sit around and talk shit about somebody and then right away go try to make a deal with him. He's completely lost his mind. I think he's lost his mind. He's an old fart. And that motherfucker wants not to make that fight. That's why he's saying those things. So he can sabotage any kind of attempt at making a fight. So that motherfucker don't want to see that fight happen. You know, Arab talks out his ass. He talks about, oh, he always wants to see great fights happen. All right? Great fights on his terms, sure. But he has a history of having some great fights, yes. But I'm going to tell you this. That's a long time ago. In the present day, that motherfucker hasn't made fights that you really want to see and deliver fights that you really want to see. It's always a fight for his fighter's advantage. Lomachenko pulled Rigondeaux 2 weight classes up to face him. When my boy Nicholas Walters faced Lomachenko, he had a year and something layoff from boxing. That's how fucking Bob Arum does his fighters. You're a top-ranked fighter, he'll fuck you over, you black. And he tried to fuck over Timothy Bradley. Now, chucklehead Timothy Bradley's turning around now and trying to defend Top Rank and be loyal to them, especially Bob Arum. But chucklehead just forgot that he ducked fights, okay? I call Timothy Bradley chucklehead because sometimes I wonder what's going on between his two ears. Maybe he got too many punches from Provetkin. Not Provetkin, sorry. Oh, shit. Protakov. I can't remember his name. Ah, shit. You know what I'm talking about. Who he almost died with. You know, I call him Timothy Bradley chucklehead only because you got to be a chucklehead to be believing that shit. You actually believe what Bob Arum said? Not to mention you got fleeced out of money. You don't even realize it. Bob Arum fleeced you out of money. Ah, fuck. LB explained that Arum is grasping at straws because nearly all of the big welterweight names are aligned with PBC, while Crawford's options are extremely thin. Arum wants to do a co-promotion as Spence and Top Rank are contractually tied to ESPN. No, Spence and Top Rank are not contractually tied to ESPN. Crawford and Top Rank are. And Spence, through his deal with PBC, is featured on Sports and Fox Sports and Showtime. For the two major networks to come together, the opportunity has to be very lucrative, and LB strongly believes that a Crawford versus Spence unification is not even close to being a major pay-per-view event because neither fighter has crossed over superstar status. Right now, nobody really knows either Spence or Crawford outside of 300,000 to 400,000 boxing fans, Lennon LB said. If we're looking to elevate the sport, everyone has to make a concerted effort to do that and think of the big picture. They don't just because Bob Arum jumps up and screams and yells because he wakes up one day and realizes, I can't deliver my kid a big fight. You would agree the Wilder Fury fight was very successful and people liked it and wanted to see it again, right? Well, the rematch was a week away from being made, and guess what? Bob Arum and Top Rank came in inside Fury and ended the rematch. I think Bob Arum has done everything he can possibly do to fuck this up. And Leonard Ellerby would be 100% correct. I agree with Leonard Ellerby all the way on that shit because I think that Bob Arum has fucked up the sport of boxing. It's because of motherfucking Bob Arum. We have not gotten a number of fights we wanted to see happen in their due time. All right? And then same motherfucking Bob Arum, when Mayweather beat the brakes off of Pacquiao in a masterful masterclass of boxing, that fucker said the fight was boring. And everybody else and all ESPN, Arum's little henchmen, and HBO, Arum's people, all said it was boring. Never mind, when the commentary team was there tonight, everybody was like, a glorious win for Mayweather, blah, 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 blah. It was an exciting bout and all right? So I don't want to hear shit from Bob Arum. He might as well get his old fat, old foggy ass out of boxing and take his ESPN crew with him. You know what I'm saying? And get some fresh people talk boxing. Fuck out of here with that shit. And you know, I'm cursing a lot, but I'm just saying, I'm tired of the bullshit. All right? I'm tired of the bullshit. Christmas said, if GG was pound for pound number one, then Bud is nanogram for. That's funny, man. If GG was pound for pound number one, then Bud is nanogram for nanogram number one. Oh my god. Woo! It was good. Napal Buxelanos. Herd is unified. So is Canelo. Not undisputed yet, though, if that was the confusion. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Jarrett Hurd is a hell of a boxer. Strong, um, switch hitter, shifter, all kind of shit Jarrett Hurd does. Um, and he's strong, so he can take a little punch, even though he doesn't really take much punches. If you look at his defense, he doesn't really take much punches. So it's crazy, man. Hurd versus Canelo would be an interesting fight. I would want Hurd to acclimatize first at middleweight, and then see him fight Canelo. I want to see how Canelo would handle Hurd. That would be a fucking good fight, because they're gonna go toe to toe. And Canelo's not gonna back down, but Canelo hits hella hard now. He hits very, very hard. So Canelo would be the stronger of the two, I think. Joe 56984. James Kirkland's coming back. He hasn't fought since he got stretched by Canelo. James Kirkland's coming back. Okay. I don't know why. I don't care that Antwerp's coaching them. I really don't give a fuck. I just don't think it makes sense, but it's up to him. He can do whatever he wants. Jackson the Hopeful says Ray Robinson used to beat the hell out of his women as well. That's right. Beat up his wife real bad. But he says shit about him. Pooh Beast is strong. People actually believe Spence ducking Crawford. Why would Errol Spence duck Terrence Crawford? He showed up at a fight. Terrence Crawford came and saw him. Terrence Crawford was talking about, let's fight. And Spence was like, you want me to man down you? Yeah, I'll man down your ass. You're too small, buddy. Crawford's now building his strength. So it's a build up to the fight. Whenever they do fight, it should be good. Christopher Smith says, and they will fight. Trust me, they will fight. Christopher Smith, Provatnikov, that's the name. Shit, I couldn't even remember the name for nothing. Christopher Smith, Aram stopped Wilder Fury rematch. I know. That fucker keep on fucking up boxing, man. No Pile Boxelino says, true, that fight isn't on the table for Mikey Garcia. Who's he kidding with? It's not being a 50 split where we know Mikey it's proven pay-per-view revenue. Yeah, he got a huge fan base and everything. Christopher Smith, that laugh, man. Hey, dude, it was funny, man. What you said was so funny. It wasn't joke funny, man. It was really funny. Yeah. Let's see what's up here. So Barbarian says another thing that's, again, Barbarian just keep on talking shit. I just don't know. But just get this motherfucker out of boxing, man. Keith Idek actually reported this. Danny Garcia is not a real fight for Terrence Crawford. Motherfucking Barbarian, man. Danny Garcia won one of the fights against Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, and Terrence Crawford won the last fight that they had. This is a great fight. Danny Garcia is a proven great fighter. If Terrence Crawford has to face somebody that's really worked, I said it already, Kell Brook. Kell Brook's not even as good as Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is better than Kell Brook in terms of resume. If you want to really beat somebody, that's the motherfucker to face. Danny motherfucking Garcia. I'm telling you, it's a great fight. If you want to know a good matchup for Terrence Crawford, it's motherfucking Danny Garcia. Terrence Crawford, if Terrence Crawford can do any exchange, he gonna get tagged. If he slips up, Danny Garcia will counterpunch his ass. Okay? And Danny Garcia has so much he brings to the table in terms of defense and offense. Underrated. All right. If you really want to know a good fight for Terrence Crawford at this time, it's not Errol Spence. It's not Keith Thurman. It's not Sean Porter. It's not even Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't even deserve Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao got a big resume, a big name. Danny Garcia. That's the guy. That's his contemporary. That's his nemesis. That's who he should face. It's a better fight than Kell Brook fight. It's a better fight than Kell Brook fight because Danny Garcia's reputation. Danny Garcia's been a world champion multiple times and at welterweight. Only been beaten by guys like Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. Let's see if Terrence Crawford belongs with those big guys. Beat Danny Garcia. And if Danny Garcia knocks his ass out or beats him up, then Danny Garcia gets to face one of them top dogs. That's how I feel about it. Now, Terrence Crawford is a champion. So, and Danny Garcia, if he wants a belt, he could go for it. There's always what are the options on the table for Danny Garcia in terms of championship fights? If Pacquiao and Thurman are occupied and Porter and Spencer are occupied, Danny's the other guy out. if he really wants to go for a championship belt and have a WBO belt so he could face one of those guys, why doesn't he go against Terrence Crawford? That to me makes sense. I don't care that's a PBC fighter with a top ranked fighter. Make that fucking fight happen. If you can make that fight happen, then you know you can make the Crawford versus Spence fight happen if Crawford beats Danny Garcia. And we know Crawford ain't knocking out Danny Garcia. That ain't happening. So really, that's the fight really that they should have. You know, this will be the tiebreaker. We could call it the tiebreaker because Crawford won one in the amateurs, Danny won one in the amateurs. Let's see when they come back together if they could. That's a good ass fight, and that's a guy on Crawford's resume that would give me respect for Crawford. And if Danny beats Crawford, well, we expected Danny to beat Crawford because Danny has always risen to the occasion. And on this occasion, I saw him spark the fuck out of Adrian Granados. Nobody's ever done that to Adrian Granados. Knock his ass out. Stop it, okay? And yeah, Adrian Granados did was prematurely stop. Yeah, you could say that. But he's getting his ass beat anyway. Danny Garcia was beating his ass, not only to the punch, but in terms of outbox his ass as well. So I want to see Crawford's going to come at Danny. All he made boxing. We don't know. But at the end of the day, Danny Garcia has proven that he's a badass. I would like to see how that turns out against Terrence Crawford. And I think Crawford can beat Danny Garcia. I'm not saying it's a winnable fight for Crawford. He's going to have to box him, but it's a winnable fight for Crawford. But yeah, I mean, Danny looks sharp. Once you come in at Danny and you within range, Danny's dangerous, like Marquez was dangerous. So I might have to be an in and out fight for Terrence Crawford. But at the end of the day, and if Danny's in seek and destroy mode, it's going to be hard for Terrence Crawford because he's not laid back like Marquez. Timothy Bradley had the formula to beat Marquez. That formula is not going to work with Danny Garcia. He's going to hunt you down. He's going to walk your ass down and get you. You know, the way how he dealt with Adrian Granados, who was trying to box him, I'm telling you, man. And Adrian Granados is a very skilled fighter. He reminds me of this other fighter that was in America and had to go back to Mexico. Shit. I argue he beat Arislani Lara. I forgot his name, though. That'll come to me. Anyway, man. So Bob Arum says another very stupid-ass statement. Danny Garcia is not a real fight for Terrence Crawford. You know, just motherfuckingly stupid. Monumentally stupid. Old fart. Can't even deliver a fight to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford should dump his ass. He had to get out of the contract. That's why a lot of boxers left fucking Bob Arum. Maybe it was mere coincidence. So maybe Ellen Beans once explained during an episode of Seinfeld it was a big coincidence. Whatever is true, a couple of hours after Danny Garcia dismantled Adrian Granados on Saturday night, Terrence Crawford's promoter determined that a fight against Garcia later this year wouldn't be worth their time. 2 weeks earlier, Bob Arum indicated to BoxingScene.com that he would again attempt to make a Crawford-Garcia fight if Crawford beat Amir Khan on Saturday night. And Garcia defeated Granados. That's what he said earlier on. He said, hey, if Garcia defeats Granados, man, I'm going to try and make that fight for Crawford. Garcia defeated Granados in emphatic fashion, and the motherfucker said he's not worth the fight. So fuck Bob Arum. Crawford, 35 and 0.26 KOs of Omaha, Nebraska, stopped England's Khan in the 6th round of their welterweight title at Madison Square Garden, the main event of ESPN pay-per-view show. Philadelphia's Garcia of Cicero, Illinois, dropped Adrian Granados of Cicero, Illinois 3 times on his way to a 7th-round knockout. Fox aired on Dignity Sports Health Park in Carson, California, which is also known as StubHub. Later last year, one of Arum's employees made Garcia a $4 million offer through his father, trainer Angel Garcia, to challenge Crawford on Saturday night. I remember Crawford and Garcia was going at it at a certain point in time. I remember that on the internet. Angel Garcia never responded to that offer, which led to Crawford facing Khan, whom Garcia knocked out in the 4th round of a July 2012 fight in Las Vegas. Mind you, Garcia and they told you to go through Al Heyman. They didn't go through Al Heyman. Arum, 87, seems more interested now that Crawford has dismantled Khan in arranging a Crawford-Kell Brook bout later this year. So he's looking at Kell Brook. Now that's a good fight. England's Brook, Khan's rival, is a former IBF welterweight champion. Spence stopped in the 11th round nearly 2 years ago in Sheffield, Brook's hometown. Brook sat ringside at Saturday night to watch Crawford camp. You know, a lot of guys that were interested in fighting like Kell Brook has said that he wanted to face Terrence. Aram told a group of reporters early Sunday morning, and that would be fun. I mean, the other guys that Heyman has, I'm not really interested in. Sean Porter isn't a real fight for Crawford. Get the fuck out of here. And Danny Garcia's not a real fight. Get the fuck out of here. Keith Thurman isn't. Get the fuck out of here. That fight, that's real. A real fight is Spence. This is what is happening. It's clout chasing. So motherfucking Aram is saying Spence because he's trying to build up towards the Spence fight. The difference is Spence is going to have to go through tougher opposition than fucking Crawford. And that's what Crawford doesn't realize. Crawford Spence is a welterweight title fight most fans want to watch, but Aram doesn't believe the bout can be made. Get the fuck out of here, Bob Aram. So I get once again Bob Aram talking through his ass. And it is cool because he knows he has a Kell Brook fight lined up for Terrence Crawford right now. He's talking through his ass again. And that's the thing that bothers me, man. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where's my mouse? All right. I think my computer's slowing down. That's some bullshit. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat section. Christopher Smith says, it doesn't matter who trains Kirkland. Some guys just don't listen. Maybe as well fight whilst wearing soundproof headphones. Christopher Smith says, Danny, I'm back. Garcia. Yeah, I'm saying, dude. I'm saying. Joe 56984. Lipnitz could fight Garcia. Yeah. Sergio Lipnitz could face Garcia. It's not a big fight, but yeah, it'll be an all right fight. Lipnitz will get his ass handed to him. I will tell you that right now. He's going to get knocked the fuck out by Garcia. Garcia's going to knock out Lipnitz. Christopher Smith. Porter versus Spence. Crawford versus Garcia. Winners meet. Losers meet. 4 amazing fights. Yeah, man. You know, and don't forget Thurman versus Pacquiao. You got all that shit going on. The welterweight division is stacked. But I think it seems as though Bob Aram is looking at Crawford versus Brook, which is a good-ass fight. That's a good fight. I favor Crawford to win that fight, but not by much. I expect it to go the distance. I don't expect Brook to get knocked out or stopped. But I do expect in the middle rounds to Brook to tire a bit and Crawford really go for it and try and get him out of there. But at the end of the day, I think Brook's going to make it through to the end. But it's going to be a good fight, and I think Crawford's going to win that fight. Not by much, maybe split decision, unanimous decision, but in a small margin, 7-5, something like that. Christopher Smith says, at Joe, who is Lipinets? What does that temporary paper champ do for Danny's career? Nothing much, honestly. Just maybe a stay busy fight for Danny. Danny gonna stop it. Danny was throwing bricks against Granados. When Danny fights, he's effective, for sure. When he throws, yeah. Danny's a beast, and he looks stronger now. He looks stronger. Because remember, Granados went nip and tuck with Sean Porter. It was a close fight against Adrian Broner. I thought he beat Adrian Broner. He had a bunch of fights, man, with a lot of top-tier opposition, and held his own. I mean, even the guys who were upcutting that he lost to was by split decision losses. You know, he's really good. Christopher Smith. Okay, yeah. So let me go into the other pieces. There's lots of boxing news I still haven't covered. Okay, so when we look at the Crawford Khan fight, Teddy Atlas said it's not good for boxing on ESPN the way how that fight ended. I agree. I thought that Khan and his team threw the fight because a low blow, you didn't even get hit in the groin. You got hit on your foot, okay? And after all of that, you don't have the desire to win the fight. If the fight is stopped, you lose the fight. You don't have a desire to win. That's what Khan showed me. He didn't have a desire to win that fight, and he was broken already, and he was taking a beating anyway. So when Virgil called the fight, you would think he would want to go out of the Shield, but Khan ain't really interested. You know, Khan's talking about he got more fights ahead and stuff. Khan's just clout chasing. He's just trying to collect paper, cash out before he leaves the sport of boxing. That's what's really going on with Amir Khan. Let's be real here. All right, man. Don't tell me this motherfucking computer is freezing up. Motherfucker. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, bitch. Fucking computer, man. Hold on a second, guys. Bitch ass motherfucking computer, man. The fuck is wrong with you? Don't tell me the computer's freezing up. Motherfucker's freezing up. Motherfucker. You guys can see me? Yeah, you guys can still see me. Hold on a second. Trying to get this shit. So Kell Brook, he said he wants Terrence Crawford next, and he thought the Khan fight is dead for him, and he also thought Amir Khan threw the fight. He was looking for a way out. He got it, and he threw the fight, pretty much. Yeah. Trying to get this thing to move on. So Adrian Granados, he thought that the fight ended. Amir Khan said something stupid. He said, people will still want to see me face Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. It's just clout chasing. Like I said, he's just trying to cash out. Because he knows if he faces Keith Thurman, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. If he faces Manny Pacquiao, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. If he faces Errol Spence, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. If he faces Sean Porter, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. That's what it is. So Adrian Granados said, I think the referee was a little overprotective of himself. He was taking a beating, though. So, you know, it is what it is. And then, excuse me. We got a fight that I'm looking forward to. It's a rematch between Juan Francisco Estrada and Surong Visai. And that's gonna be a good ass fight. And that's coming up, I think, this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see how that turns out. Of course, Estrada has been an excellent champion, an excellent fighter, and of course, Rung Visa has been, you know, a very good champion, very difficult to beat. Last thing I want to talk about is Canelo versus Jacobs. We talked a bit about it, and it was this 14-day weigh-ins, and Canelo came in at 165.4 pounds, and Jacobs came in at 166.8. So they're about the same weight in the scales. They're a little bit heavier. So they almost made weight already. So they're well within the limits of what they're supposed to be at. Finally, I want to talk to you guys about the fight between Anthony Joshua and Jarrell Baby Miller. So Jarrell Baby Miller, remember, he was throwing shade at Anthony Joshua, and what Anthony Joshua said, what you put out in the atmosphere come back at you. So he was saying karma was the thing. I don't know if you guys saw that little thing that Anthony Joshua was commenting on it. And they're looking now at trying to get an opponent for him. He's still training for the June date. So hopefully they can get that on the way. May the 5th or May the 4th is right around the corner. That's Canelo versus Jacobs. I can't wait for that fight either. Also, Christopher Smith says, did you see the Adrian Granados video where he was saying Danny didn't call me a little bitch? If he did, I would have slapped him. He made him his bitch that night. Oh, fuck yeah. You're right. Beat the shit out of Adrian Granados. Adrian Granados is a very good fighter, but not against Danny Garcia. So thank you guys so far for all your feedback. I see there are 9 likes here. That's fantastic. There's some more people watching this video. We're gonna continue talking boxing. I'll leave you guys in the chat section to say anything else you want to comment on in boxing. Let me know in the chat section what else you want me to talk about right now. You got 30 seconds to let that happen, and then after that, I'm gonna wrap up everything for the night. It's 9:33 p.m., so it's still pretty early in the night. So, is there anything, Christopher Smith, Joe? What else we got here? Christopher Smith, Joe 56984, No Pal, or Jackson the Hopeful that you would like to talk about? You got 30 seconds. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You got it. You got to say Anthony Lee by example, Joshua. Fights to see at 175. Okay, let's talk about some of the fights we can see upcoming fights at 175. And Christopher Smith says the guy who beat Badger Jacks versus the Russians. Yeah, that would be Marcus Brown. And Christopher Smith said Anthony Yard's chances versus Kovalev. All right, we're gonna talk about all that. Jackson, the hopeful piece. All right, so let's get to it. First of all, what are some of the exciting fights at 175 that are either being made or could be made? Well, there's a lot of exciting fights there. So let's talk championship fights first. All right. So when we look at the light heavyweight division, Sergey Kovalev versus Anthony Yard is a possible matchup that will happen, but we can have Kovalev versus. I always wanted to see Kovalev versus Beta BF. That's honestly, I want to see that fight. Gavordik versus Bivol is what I want to see. So if I could get Kovalev versus Beta BF and Gavordik versus Bivol, that would be awesome. But then in addition, we got Badu Jack in that mix, Marcus Brown in that mix. We still got the Cuban boxer. So you throw all of that in there, and that's what I would like to see. Now, with respect to Anthony Yard versus Sergey Kovalev, what are Anthony Yard's chances? I have Kovalev beating Anthony Yard if they ever face one another because Anthony Yard, he's got good boxing skill and everything, but he's not been boxing at the highest level, which Kovalev has done multiple times. So I have Kovalev with the experience and the boxing skill being able to keep Anthony Yard from beating him in any way, shape, or form. Right? So if Kovalev faced Anthony Yard, I have Kovalev winning. If Kovalev, however, faces Canelo, I have Canelo winning. I am not going against Canelo. If Canelo faces anybody, I got Canelo winning. And Canelo knows how to beat Kovalev because Canelo is a body puncher. So Marcus Brown versus the Russians. I'm not really impressed with Marcus Brown. I thought Badger Jack actually did enough to beat Marcus Brown for quite a few rounds well, even after he got his eye bust, the big gash in his forehead from a headbutt. So honestly speaking, people say Marcus Brown outboxed Badger Jack. Okay, fine. But I'm not impressed with Marcus Brown yet. It was a good win for him with Badger Jack. Badger Jack should really get a rematch with Marcus Brown because of the headbutt. Because I thought Badger Jack was putting in some good work on Marcus Brown. I got Bivol beating Marcus Brown. Gavordik beating Marcus Brown. Can't say. I think Marcus Brown beats Kovalev. Think about it. Bitter BF hasn't been looking good, but that doesn't mean. Could see Marcus Brown beating Bitter BF as well. Marcus Brown's a southpaw, right? So that's all possible. Maybe he could beat Bitter. Maybe he may beat Bitter BF. Maybe not. Definitely not gonna beat Kovalev. That's about it. The other guys, he's not gonna beat them. I don't think. That's my opinion. I could give you my reasons as well. This was since I'm picking J Rock to outbox Hurd. I'm putting money on it. No, don't put no money on that. Hurd's gonna beat J Rock. In fact, he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna stop J Rock. That's an hopeful. Kovalev versus Canelo. What happens? All right, I just talked about that. I had Canelo beating Kovalev. Any day, anytime. Just have to get to Kovalev's body. He has a decent jab, but it's not enough. We all know jabs don't keep Canelo off you. So I see Kovalev losing to Canelo. Big time. He ain't gonna stop Kovalev, but he's gonna beat him up. Right? Anything else, guys? Anything else? Any other topics you guys have? Any other things you want to talk about so I can wrap this up? Well, it was great talking boxing with you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed night. And 175 division is a really good division. The hottest division, I think, is welterweight. The heavyweight division is heating up. Love to see Joshua versus Wilder. Maybe that fight might happen sooner than we think. Um, and Usyk, don't forget Alexander Usyk. I've seen him training and stuff. He's getting bigger and stronger. So I'm really impressed. I want to see how he fills out as a heavyweight and then what he will do at heavyweight. It's also going to be interesting. Super middleweight division. Callum Smith is there. Anthony Durrell is there. I didn't know Chris Eubank is there. He have the IBO belt. You got Ramirez there. A Plant. Yeah, Caleb Plant. So it's actually a solid division. Plant is probably one of the better boxers there. Ramirez is good. And then you got Callum Smith. So those guys are really good. And of course, Durrell's still around. So it's a very good division. These divisions are getting more exciting, man. Middleweight division is red hot. Super welterweight division is also very interesting. Over the weekend, Tony Harrison's going to face fuck, man, Charlo, yeah. Jamel Charlo. So they're going to have a rematch. We'll see what happens with that. Welterweight division red hot. Super lightweight division is not as hot. That's probably the least hot division out there. And you got the lightweight division. You got Mikey fucking Garcia in there. You got Richard Comey. And then you got Vasily Lomachenko. Same. Super featherweight. You know what I want to see? Miguel Berchelt versus Gervonta Davis. So Tevin Farmer versus Gervonta Davis. Those are the guys I really am interested in seeing face each other. Berchelt, long-reigning super featherweight champion. Of course, Leo Santa Cruz was talking about facing Gervonta Davis. That's an interesting matchup, as well as Gary Russell Jr. or Oscar Valdez. So you got all this heat inside of these different divisions. In super bantamweight division, not much happening. In the bantamweight division, however, we got some really good fighters in here. We got Louis Neri, Zolani Tate, Nonito fucking Donaire, who's going to be facing Dolani Tate, I think, over the weekend. So that's going to be a good-ass fight. I want to see if Nonito can hold his own against Zolani Tate. That's going to be a good fight. So we will see what happens there. I think Guillermo Rigondeaux is in the bantamweight division, isn't he? Or is it super bantamweight? I can't remember which one. Then you got the super flyweight division, light flyweight division, okay, at minimum weight. But we got Chiafun Moon Street, which is the guy who has 51 or 52 wins now. So yeah, there's a lot of divisions that are hot, and that's what makes boxing so exciting. Christopher Smith says Ramirez is now at 175. Oh, he moved up to 175. Okay, that should be interesting. Christopher Smith says he probably beats Kovalev, in my opinion. Nah, Kovalev will stop his ass. Christopher Smith, I forgot about Ramirez. Christopher says, correct me if I'm wrong, but when will Gervonta grow some balls and stand up to his managers and demand Lomachenko? Grow some balls? Stand up to his manager? You serious? First of all, Gervonta Davis is in the super featherweight fucking division, my friend. Why would he jump up to lightweight when he still has super featherweights that he can face? He's got super featherweights he can face. Plus, he has big fights he can have. At super featherweight, what balls are you talking about? You serious, Christopher Smith? Are you serious? Lomachenko should grow some balls and come down to super featherweight and face Gervonta Davis. How about that? He's always having everybody come up to face him. Like fucking GGG. Okay? So I don't want to hear that shit. All right? Lomachenko can't get a pay-per-view fight. He can't get a big fight. He can't get a big fight. So the motherfucker be talk, but he can't back shit up. Because Bob Arum's not going to let him. Okay? So I don't want to hear that shit. Lomachenko, okay? Lomachenko is going to fight Richard Comey next. All right? All the bullshit. Richard Comey is his next opponent. All right? They have it mapped out for Lomachenko. Lomachenko is calling out Mikey Garcia. All right? Mikey Garcia answers the call. Motherfucking Bob Arum says, what? What does Bob Arum say? Oh, Mikey Garcia, that time has passed. Lomachenko calls out Gervonta Davis. What does fucking Bob Arum say? Oh, that fight is not a good fight because Bob Arum is going to protect his fighter, Al Heyman's gonna protect his fight. Bob Arum always blocking, always blocking. And let me just say this: if Gervonta Davis goes up in weight and faces Lomachenko, he's gonna knock him the fuck out. He's gonna knock Lomachenko out, right? Then y'all gonna say, oh, you know, Lomachenko wasn't all that good and blah 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 blah. All right. Tank is going to continue on where he's continuing on. It's Teofimo Lopez for Lomachenko. He's a top-ranked fighter. Bob Arum can't protect him from Lomachenko. That Teofimo Lopez facing, right? Don't tell me about Tank growing balls to face Lomachenko when you got fucking Bob Arum in there. You forget it. Fucking Bob Arum likes to punk people. He likes to punk people. Dick ride people. He gonna dick ride Gervonta Davis' name. He gonna dick ride Mikey Garcia's name because he can't deliver those fights to Lomachenko. Lomachenko all talking and everything. How much has Lomachenko made in his career? Not much. Motherfucker ain't making much. Not even a pay-per-view star. All the kudos by HBO, all the kudos by Bob Arum ain't selling fucking shit. He ain't selling shit. So he wants a payday. Okay? And Bob Arum can't deliver that payday for him. All he can deliver for him is top-ranked fighters. Teofimo Lopez. Elizabeth Smith. I picked Tank to spark him out about a year ago. I was shocked to see him take all the Twitter abuse. Lomachenko can say what he wants. Tank don't care about Lomachenko like that. Lomachenko's overrated, folks. Over fucking rated. All right? He's a damn good fighter, but he's overrated. He has there's things he's textbook, but he's overrated. And Floyd and LB saying blame us, not Tank. That's not what they. Look, they were supposed to have a fight with Abner Maris. That fell through because Abner Maris hurt his eye. He had a detached retina. So when Floyd was talking about the fight, blame me, not Tank, it's because they tried to get a replacement fight for Tank. Let me tell you something. Lomachenko feels, because he is a lightweight, he could call out a smaller guy who's at super welterweight to face him. He feels his weight advantage will give him the advantage over Tank. What he doesn't understand is, go study Tank. Go study Tank. You'll understand what I'm saying. All right? But you got to understand, Lomachenko is with ESP fucking N with Bob Arum, the fight blocker. All right? Tank is with Showtime. If that fight didn't make ridiculous amounts of money, they're not going to make no money off of that fight. So Bob Arum and Lomachenko are punking these fighters. Punking Gervonta Davis. Punking Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia done already told you. Mikey Garcia was looking forward to a fight with Lomachenko. Bob Arum's team never contacted him. Never. All right? So it's bullshit Bob Arum's on. And you're buying into that bullshit narrator. That's why I said that motherfucker need to leave boxing. Because he's hurting the sport of boxing. He's not helping it. Get him the fuck out of boxing. All right? If you say that you want to see Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko, that's a different story. But don't tell me he need to grow a pair of balls. What the fuck are you talking about, man? You can't make a fight with somebody who doesn't want to make a fight with you. And it's making it difficult. The fact that Bob Arum is saying this shit in public means he does not want the fights. If he wanted the fucking fights, he wouldn't be saying nothing. He'd just be working in the background with Al Heyman and with the promoters like Mayweather Promotions. He'd be working with them in the background and make sure those fights happen. And it takes years for those fights to happen. 1 year, 2 years to happen. Pacquiao versus Mayweather they were working on that shit for a year. 2014. Quietly in the background. All right? And fucking Bob Arum was trying to fuck it up. Because that's what Bob Arum does. So don't believe the shit that Bob Arum be telling y'all. Told you this motherfucker be fucking up boxing. That's all he does. He fucks up boxing. Of late, that's all he does. And he goes back in history. Oh, I made all these big fights. Yet Don King, who was the guy responsible for most of the fights he made with him, is suffering. So don't believe fucking Bob Arum. Okay? Don't buy into the bullshit he tells you. Christopher Smith, not buying it. You're buying into the bullshit he tells you. Fucking Tank is with Showtime. He's a fucking super featherweight. Lomachenko is a fucking lightweight. Why isn't Lomachenko calling out lightweights? I don't want to hear it. It's a lot of clout chasing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Tank even told you he wants to fight Lomachenko. He even said it in an interview. I would love to have that fight with Lomachenko. You guys have to understand, man. There's a guy that's preventing fights from happening. That's Bob Arum. And he has a proven track record of that shit. He has a proven motherfucking track record. Don't believe what the guy says. Fucking Bob Arum said Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence, it would never happen. It happened. All right? Don't believe that motherfucker. You look at Al Heyman. He always delivers the fights to his fighters. Danny Garcia wanted to fight GGG. Al Heyman made it happen. Danny Garcia is an Al Heyman fighter to this day. He's fighting on DAZN. Lou DiBella, who's a promoter with Al Heyman, is promoting also with DAZN. Al Heyman doesn't stop people from doing whatever the fuck they want because he's a manager. That's what he does. What do you want? He asks the fighter. The fighter says, I want this, this, and this. Okay, I'm going to try and make that happen. That's what Al Heyman does. All right? Motherfucking Bob Arum promises the moons and the stars, and he never delivers. He didn't deliver the Pacquiao fight to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford talked about that. The guy who really runs Top Rank is Todd the Buff. Al Heyman still have a lot of say in it. He's the CEO of Top Rank. But the sooner Bob Arum removes himself from the actual decision-making processes of Top Rank, the better. He's an old fart that's holding on to the past. And we need him out of boxing. If you want to talk expertise like Larry Merchant on the side, do that. Get the fuck out of boxing, man. Let Todd the Buff run Top Rank. Christopher Smith says, and Floyd, Christopher Smith says, I rate Loma as pound for pound one of the best. Okay. I don't. Christopher Smith, not buying into bullshit. I don't like Bob, but I really wanted to see the fight. I'm not mad at you. I want to see the fight too. But that's not what I'm saying. You can't call Gervonta Davis not having balls. Motherfucker's at super featherweight. He hasn't even cleaned up all the super featherweight champions there, but he must move up one weight class. Y'all don't understand. Tank got options. Lomachenko got some options too. So don't make it sound like, oh, Tank need to jump up one weight class to face Lomachenko. He's not even in Lomachenko's weight fucking class. What do you think? This is Guillermo Rigondeaux? You think this is a plantation with only one road and must lead to Lomachenko? Get the fuck out of here. If someone punks and belittles you continuously for ages, you're going to sit back. Tank don't give a fuck about Lomachenko. He's in a different fucking weight class. To him. with other things to do with his time. The fact that Tank is not even engaging Lomachenko is because Lomachenko ain't worth his time. So Tank goes in there, beats Lomachenko's ass. What y'all gonna say? Y'all gonna say this. This is what y'all gonna say. Oh, Lomachenko wasn't all that. That's all y'all gonna say, and then you'll move on. And Tank is still gonna be victimized for making easy work of Lomachenko. Right? He gonna beat him. He gonna beat him from pillar to post. Then after y'all gonna turn around and say, "Oh, well, Lomachenko wasn't all of that." And in the meantime, Bahram gonna be devastated because one of his superstars has just been punked, has just been beaten the shit up, and made to look ordinary. Pedraza, common opponent. Lomachenko fought with him for 11 fucking 12 rounds. Tank got rid of him in 7. All right? Aram had excuses. Get the fuck out of here. Tank is a different breed of fighter. All right? Get used to that. Kind of Sort Entertainment says, have you heard of Isles of Seamen? Nope. I haven't heard of Isles of Seamen. I don't even know what the fuck that is. What is that? Somebody ejaculating on some shit? Kind of Sort Entertainment. My point is this. Bahram creates a narrative. ESPN or HBO spreads that narrative. And motherfuckers who are not smart, they get brainwashed by it. All right? You can't believe the bullshit that you hear. Terrence Crawford is #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You say, if everybody says it multiple times, you believe that shit. All right? You have to learn to think for your goddamn self. And most of you do. And I'm not saying, Christopher Smith, you don't think for yourself. I know you do. But I'm saying you have to think for yourself anyway. Right? And in the process of things, think about if this is making sense. Why is a bigger guy calling out a smaller guy? Errol Spence, who is it? Demetrius Andre called out Errol Spence. Right? Everybody's down on Demetrius Andre. What are you calling out a smaller fighter for? Why don't you, the bigger fighters right in your weight class? Why don't you face them? Lomachenko calls out Javante Davis. All of a sudden, it's okay. Gennady Golovkin calls out Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather should face Gennady Golovkin. The fuck? But Andre Ward answers Gennady Golovkin on his bluff, talking about going up and facing Andre Ward. Andre Ward's a victim. You got to see the bullshit that goes on in boxing. Stop following with the fucking narratives. Right? Tank don't have to face Lomachenko ever if he don't want to. He's not in his weight class. If he was in his weight class and Lomachenko called him out, Tank could respond. Because he's supposed to. Right? Just saying. So think about it that way. Yes, you wanted to see the fight. That's cool. But don't tell me that Tank ain't got no balls. Don't tell me that. That motherfucker would destroy Lomachenko. Mikey Garcia would destroy his ass. Now, I'm not hating on Lomachenko when I say this, but I told you that Lomachenko fights at a particular range. His footwork is not particularly great, in my opinion. He's excessive in his footwork, but he tries to use the techniques of lead foot dominance. He uses a couple foot feints and hand feints and shoulder feints and head feints. He's a busy fighter like Manny Pacquiao, prodding in and out style. Same thing for Usyk. Same thing for not so much Bivol. Bivol is very precise with his footwork. That dude is well schooled. Okay? That's why I like Bivol so much, because I watch his footwork, very fucking economical footwork. I like Bivol a lot. Okay? Gavorsdik, similar kind of in and out fighter. Okay? So I'm letting you understand that, Pascal was tricky against Bivol. I want you to understand that. And even though Bivol is skilled, I don't think Bivol can beat everybody. He has certain limitations to his game. That's enough said about that. So anyway, my point is that Lomachenko has been rated highly. He has fought some stiff competition for the amount of fights he has in pros. But you cannot compare him to fighters like Canelo, Garcia, who repeatedly, time after time, not only going up in weight class, but faced the very best in their respective divisions over and over again. Can't do that. That's kind of like shortchanging these guys who did all this work in their careers. But you're going to take this guy who just had a couple fights, had a couple top tier guys, and put him over them. Don't do that. He's definitely not better than Canelo. So that's why I said to you guys that when you're talking about Lomachenko and all these guys, I don't rate them that highly. I want to see how their careers progress first before I can rate them, give them, I did say he was in the top 10 tier pound for pound status. I've revisited that and reversed that, especially after his fight against the guy that Gervonta Davis also faced. Whenever it comes to my mind. Anyway, guys, man, I spent more than enough time with you guys talking about boxing. It was really good talking with you guys. Again, this is just my opinions, and some of them are my opinions. Other things are also based on facts, which I would like to share with you guys. This was great talking with you guys. Kind of sort of entertainment. I don't know what you mean by Island of Sea, man. Maybe you can explain that to me. Christopher Smith, you can put it in the comment section. We're going to end this feed right now. Christopher Smith, shout out to you. It was great talking with you, all you guys, actually. And also Jackson the Hopeful, Joe 56984, No Pile Boxelanos. You guys made me laugh. Pooh Beast is drunk, and I think that's everybody right there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it was nice talking with you guys. Shout out to each and every one of you. We're going to have another stream tomorrow, sometime in the nighttime. Check me out also on Pound for Pound Boxing Report. You may see me on Wednesday night, I think, on Pound for Pound Boxing Report, if you guys follow that. Also, stay good, man, guys. Stay good. We're going to have some more upcoming boxing fights that are going to come up. We just talk about those real quick. So some upcoming boxing matches that we can look at and enjoy. Juan Francisco Estrada against Rung Visai. That's going to be a good-ass fight on February the 26th. Jesse Vargas is going to be facing Humberto Soto. I expect Vargas to stop him. Robert Easter will return to the ring against Francis Bartolome. That will be Saturday the 27th. Victor Postol's coming back as well. He's going to fight some guy called Mohamed Mimoun. And then, of course, that same time on another channel, Nonito Donaire is going to face Zolani Tate. That's going to be a good-ass fight. I have Tate winning. Regis Progress, which is a super lightweight champion, he's going to face Kirill Ralik. I don't know who the fuck he is. So that's pretty much it for the fights upcoming. And then, of course, on May the 4th, Saul Alvarez is going to face Daniel Jacobs. Miguel Barichel is going to face Francisco Vargas. That should be a good-ass fight as well. And then the following week, Jarrett Hurd is going to face Julian Williams. So those are the matchups that we're looking at. The following week, Dominic Brazil and Deontay Wilder are going to clash. So the boxing going to pick up on the different weekends. We're going to have more and more really good fights over the weekends. Looking forward to all of them. This is me, Anson Phillip, also known as What You Need. You guys know I love you guys a lot, and I'm very happy to have had you guys in this discussion. What you need is just saying peace to you guys. Watch out some videos. I got breakdowns on Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, and also Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados for you guys to have a look at as well. So have a good one, guys. Peace to you guys. Thank you so very much for coming to my channel, supporting it. Don't forget you can donate to my channel via Western Union on BarneyGram. I can send you the details. You can either inbox me. Shout out to Tommy Temper as well. And all of you guys out there in your respective places, keep on supporting the sport of boxing. I love you guys. Peace. I'm gone.